students in English 1 talking about To Kill a Mockingbird and Romeo and Juliet. What are your thoughts, Victor?
Or which one, Paxton?
Romeo and Juliet. Do you think that it's relevant now? Like, do we still need to read it?
I think it's still relevant just because it's part of history, and it's just something that we've always continued to talk about and learn about. But I don't think that it's what students really want to learn about these days. And what do you think, Anna?
Well, I think that it's important that we still learn about it, but I don't think everyone agrees with the way they did things in Romeo and Juliet, but it's still interesting to learn about. What do you think, Tommy?
I agree that it's still relevant, and the situation that they were in isn't something that would happen today, but like, I mean, it still almost is because there's people that, like, there's different groups of people that do feud, and someone may not agree with the group that they're a part of, but they don't want to like hurt other people by breaking away from that group and those beliefs.
How do you guys feel about Romeo and Juliet being, like, getting married so fast?
I don't think that would happen nowadays because they'd only be like our grade, like they'd only be in high school, and that doesn't happen too often now.
I think it's very unrealistic, honestly. I mean, even back then, they got married young, but they didn't get married so quick.
Yeah, they didn't even know each other for like 24 hours.
They got married and fell in love and died all in the same week, so.
Yeah.
Well, usually people get to know each other before they get married.
Or even start like dating.
Yeah. They hang out and yeah.
What are your thoughts, Athena?
I think that a lot of people nowadays still do rush into a lot of things. Like, a lot of people will get married early and will, like, teen pregnancies and stuff like that, people rush in too fast and don't think about things.
I agree, and there's very little religious and like a religious part of it. Like us, mostly being Christians in the United States, have different beliefs than other people around the world. Where there's very little ones that will have the thought of being married at a young age or having more than one wife.
Yeah, and they were in like this huge feud of two families. That I feel like that happens.
I feel like the main problem in Romeo and Juliet wasn't the age, it was because he was a Montague and she was a Capulet, because Juliet's mom wanted her to get married to Paris, and he was pretty much the same age as Romeo, so it wouldn't really make a difference.
Romeo and Juliet, like, they took their own lives and they had complete control over their destinies. But what do you think? Like, do you think we have control over how we live our lives now?
I think that things that we do affect how we end up and who we become, but some things they're hard to control. So, I like your parents' decisions.
Yeah, I agree with May because we decide what we do and what our life choices are and how we like handle things, because people they like make most of their own life choices, but sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do, and that can make a big impact on your life.
I mean, I agree. I think we make our own decisions that get us where we are now, but I also believe that everything happens for a reason. So we can't control everything that happens.
I agree, because Romeo and Juliet didn't have to take their own lives. They just decided to, because they wouldn't be able to
live without
he didn't
each
think
other.
that they would be able to live without each other.
Yeah.
Because when Romeo found Juliet, he was able to think about if he was going to take his own life. So
Yeah, and I still think that they didn't think this through because they only knew each other for a day and they took their own lives
I agree with
later
Paxton.
on because they thought they couldn't live without each other, but really they didn't even know each other.
I agree with Paxton. Like, I mean, it's the same thing. Like nowadays, people think that the world revolves around one person, where it really doesn't. And so, with Michaela saying things being rushed, that just happens in our world still today. And I guess that was one part of the story that some people could relate to. Them.
It's just kind of crazy because at the beginning he was so in love with this other girl, and then he was crushed because
Yeah, he just moved on so quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
he met her, and the next thing he was in love.
if that happened nowadays, people would not be like falling in love.
Exactly.
yeah, like when Juliet saw that Romeo was dead, she could have just
Moved on, like
moved
he
on
did.
and got married to somebody else.
Yeah. We also read To Kill a Mockingbird, and we've been talking about how there are many inspiring parts of the book and things that can, like, things that people say that can inspire change. What's one way you think words can inspire change, Michaela?
Well, it might motivate someone to do something that they thought that they couldn't do, but if you give someone that extra little shove, they might be able to do more than they thought they could.
I don't know. I think the whole book was full of inspiration. I was very confused at the beginning, but the more you read it, you really understand the whole purpose of the book.
I think Atticus changed the most, like changed people the most.
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion,
agree.
For standing up for other people.
and for what he believed in and not what everybody else did.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And a little part that some people didn't really pay attention to was that one guy who was like the drunkie of the town,
Yeah.
but he wasn't really drunk. He was just drinking like soda, and the kids asked him why he was doing that, and he said that he didn't care what people thought of him. He just wanted to live his own life and not
Yeah,
pay
because if
attention.
people thought that he was drunk, they thought that he didn't know what he was doing, but they wouldn't accept him if he didn't do that because they discourage him on his life choices.
That being said, he told that the kids to just live their own lives and not pay attention to what the other people had to say of them or thought of them.
Like during the trial, everybody thought that Tom Robinson did it just because of his race, but Atticus did it because he knew that he was a good person.
He knew the truth. What do you think, Abby?
I don't know. I think Atticus definitely had a different outlook than everybody else, and that outlook changed a lot of people's minds.
What about Boo Radley? Because everyone thought that he was like this moral mystery, but he was actually a good guy too.
I feel like a lot of people in the book were definitely understood him being one of them, and then when you got to the end, you realized that he was just like everybody else.
I agree because still in our society today, we judge people by what they look on the outside, and we don't pay attention by what they are on the inside. And people just don't care about what's on or they do care about what's on the outside or what we're wearing. Because some religions, you have to people call people terrorists because of what they wear.
Yeah.
And they don't know how they really are.
I feel like that's what the whole book is on. It's like about judging people by their like cover instead of going and finding out what they're actually like.
Yeah.
Because there's about like being racist or like Boo Radley, misunderstanding him.
Yeah, I think that's why the line where Atticus tells Scout that you can't really judge someone until you put yourself in their skin and see the world from their eyes. I think that's why that's such a important line in the story, because it's true. You shouldn't try to make fun of people for something until you know why they are the way that they are.
I agree. Because Atticus said, before I can live with other people, I have to be able to live with myself.
What do you think, Renee?
I agree with Tom and Anna and what Abby said, because Atticus, he had different ways of looking at things, and that might have been why he told Gem and Scout to see what it would feel like to be in someone else's shoes, so that way he thinks differently and understands people more than.
What if you like can't stand up for what you want to say, and some people just try and act differently around different people?
I think you just have to not care
Yeah.
about what other people think of you.
I mean, Atticus didn't. I mean, he knew that people weren't going to like him for it, but he was doing what he thought was right.
Do you think the people you're around or living with make it harder for you, or make it harder for some people to like see how other people act? You know, some people are born with racist parents, and their kids have to like believe in that. Do you think that's?
I don't think that's right. I think that parents should not have an impact on what their kids think. Like their kids should be able to make up their own minds on what they want to believe in.
Yeah, but when kids are younger, they look up to their parents and see the world at the same way their parents do. So it's hard for them to think differently than their parents once they grow up.
I mean, not all kids have, like, their parents may not always think the right things, but Atticus wanted them to understand, like, the good things in life, and I think he was definitely the right father figure for them.
Yeah, and some parents are not the right ones. Like they'll push their children to believe in what they believe in instead of letting them make themselves.
Yeah.
How does that affect your destinies? The whole idea of parents.
If your parents push you to believe something, or if they push you to be something that you don't want to be, then your destiny cannot be won't be what you want it to be instead of what you want to believe in and what you want to be.
Like in Romeo and Juliet, like their destiny was to get married, but they knew they wouldn't be able to do that and be happy because their parents wouldn't let them.
Yeah.
And with everything being said, how do you think, like just overall, how do you think words can inspire change?
I think that words can cause someone to see in a different way than they would have before. Because in To Kill a Mockingbird, there was that group of men that were there to pretty much kill Tom Robinson, but then Scout just showed up, and she didn't even say anything along the lines of "don't do this." She just had a conversation with one of the men, and that caused them all to change their thinking, how they viewed the situation.
I agree with Tommy.
Yeah, me too.
The right words in life can always follow someone and motivate someone until they die.
Like something someone says can stick with them for the rest of their life.
Whether it's good or bad, things
Yeah.
are always going to motivate you.
All right, good job. Awesome conversation. Outside circle. What did the inside circle do well?
They kept the conversation going.
Yeah, good. How did they do that? What were some of the things that they did to keep it going?
Their notes.
Okay, they used their notes. They drew explicitly on that preparation. Good job.
Asked everybody.
Invited everyone in. Yeah. What else? Did we do a good job of exchanging and building on ideas versus just sharing and getting them out there? What were some ways that we did that? This group in particular used one technique to connect.
On how like words or like how it turns anything.
You said like I agree with.
Okay, you
person.
many of you did use those connection statements. Anybody else pick up on one technique that really kept the conversation building?
We kind of just went off what the other person said, like what they think and what we think about it.
And in what way? You're right. Yeah, they kept posing questions, question after question after question that came from. So even though you weren't using the discussion connectors all that time, you were actively creating, posing new questions, new connections from what was said. Yeah, that's great. Okay, what else did they do well? Okay, yeah, I would say so. Definitely drew on that evidence. Could you hear everyone? Okay, good, awesome. What are some things that the outside circle is going to keep in mind to even make improvements on what the inside circle did? What do you hope to do even better? Things that you know, ooh, I better keep this in mind. Your volume, drawing on that evidence, using those connector statements, posing questions. Okay, those are all great things that this circle did. So great job. We're going to quickly and quietly switch places. Good job.